up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. We tell y'all all the time our door is wide open. We have some of the best guests to come by and holler at us on the show. And this particular lady here, man, one of the best voices ever in the history of R&B music, songwriter, vocalist, man. She is just an amazing person overall. Miss Marsha Ambrosius is in the building. Talk to us.
Give it to me. Hello.
Yes,
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you both.
Yes,
Good to
man.
see you. We are so excited to have you in studio today.
For sure.
Man, I'm excited to be here. I have a new album about to drop, Casablanco, June 28th, and I cannot wait for you to hear this.
We can't wait to hear it.
That's right.
I'm expecting to be swept off my feet with these vocals.
And you shall be. So it's myself, Dr. Dre produced it, him and myself, and we recorded it like 2021, but it took like a year to clear because we used so many samples, and that's been like the long wait for this to get out, but it's finally happening, and oh my goodness.
I want to skip ahead only because you said sample, right? I seen that you've been giving people a sample and a taste of listening to the album, okay?
Yeah, I have.
One of those people, Method Man.
Yes.
Right? And it seems like you might got a little MATHOD on there, right? So I see leading man. I heard him mention in a video. Or?
There might have to be one of those things. And you see how many times he hugged me, right?
I did.
Just check the clip. Just keep going back to it. Absolutely. He was standing right there. You know what I'm saying? He's supervised. He's comfortable. He understands the game. But I did it for everyone. I did it for all of us.
Yeah, I know that.
We love it.
And we love it.
I keep getting like a bunch of comments. People like, what did he smell like?
Yeah.
I said he smelled like Wu-Tang and love. Whatever that is. But so I kind of do have a piece of Method Man on this record somewhere. So when I played it for him, he was like, look, if you need the video, lead. And I'm like, ooh, looked at my husband like,
we good?
He was like, nah, we don't need no lead. we
good? Nah, he was like, absolutely. What you mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's a couple of things on there. So I'm
that
excited.
is fire.
Speaking of these artists, man, hip hop artists, the fact that you did this, you've been with Dre for a while now, in terms of you being part of the Aftermath family.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if anybody else in the R&B scene has an entire album produced by Dr. Dre.
Not in the R&B scene,
right?
Not in the hip hop scene. There's not one person on planet Earth that has an album entirely produced and mixed by Dr. Dre.
How did that come about? He's like, you know what? I'm doing the whole project.
You know what? The pandemic happened, and then post-pandemic, it was like, if this were the end of the world and we had to create the music that we cared about, what would that sound like? So I was in a dark place. The world was in a dark place. He was recovering health-wise. I'm recovering health-wise. And it was like, what do we do? Do we lay down and be out? Like, this is it? It's over? Like, it just felt like the world was ending. So I'm like, just want to keep you inspired. So I'm like, okay, let's record something. He said we would kill a jazz album. I said, yo, you right. But he's Dre, I'm me. And when we met in that studio, it was like musical soulmates. Just, it was an explosion. So I have the combination of Dr. Dre and his genius and meticulous beats and the melodies and the symphony. We have a 27-piece orchestra on here. Like, it's taking it there. So it transports you to a whole other, like, it's a whole other world.
Yeah.
Like, you press play and you feel like, I felt like I was underdressed just to record it. I was like, where's this ball gown and diamonds that I need? You see the picture over there?
Yeah, we see it.
I needed
killing it.
a lot of, like, I don't know. It's just, it's fancy.
Yeah.
And it's hip hop and it's special. This is one of the craziest projects I've been a part of, period. But like, the fact that it's my project, I listen to it like it's not mine.
Yeah.
Like, this is something else. This goes with or without me. It just happens to be me. I would be mad at this album. I would.
Really?
Yeah,
Which we need right now.
Yes, we
right?
do.
And so how did that go with you and Dre? Because I know you're very hands-on when it comes to exactly what those beats and what was going to lay out. We saw you with Tank.
Oh, yeah.
And telling the story of how you changed basically the whole layout of Say Yes.
Right.
So was there any songs or any time that you and Dre kind of bumped heads and was like, I think we need to slow it down? And he's like, nah, it's good right here, sped up.
You know what? With this one, there's so many different pieces of the songs. We got to shine in our own way within each song. So you might have there's 11 tracks in total as far as titles, but in each song, there's like 5 pieces of music happening.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where he wanted a heavy beat to come in, I'm like, no, let's break it down to just strings right here. And it all made sense. So we made room for each other to get what we wanted out of the same song on the same song. Like it's not fair. It's
That's
absolutely
crazy.
not fair.
All we got to listen to is One Night Stand,
That's
right?
it.
What you know about a one night stand?
Not no more.
I mean, my one night stand lost, it's been 10 years now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my one night stand. But you know, you take from other situations. I lived my life prior to meeting my husband, you know, so swinging off the chandelier almost broke my wrist. You know what I mean? Like it was a wild night.
It
Like,
was a
you know.
wild night.
Did you think it was going to be a one night stand between you and your husband?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd never done that before. I just seen him on the tour, and I was like, "Yo, who is that?" And then you think it's gonna be one thing, and then it's another, and then here we are with a 7-year-old.
Right.
10 years later, but it was exciting, you know. So it made for more music. It made the rest of the music that I was making make sense. I'm like, ooh, he's now your hands. He's now spend all my time. He's oh my God, I miss you. Like all of these songs that I've ever written, it's like, oh, that's why I was projecting out into the world. That's what I wanted. You know.
So you guys went from the one night stand to the family as a unit. You guys have a beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
You named your last album after your daughter.
did.
You know what I mean? And so how has the family grown, and how has the family dynamic been different for you working on this new project when everything was new like last time?
Right. With this one, Nyla was about to turn she just turned 4 years old. So it's the pandemic. We're at home.
Yeah.
Dre makes the call, like, look, it's time to get creative. I want to get you out here to LA. So all of 2021, we were in Beverly Hills with Dr. Dre recording music, and Nyla was right there with us.
She was with you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it just felt like a family affair. She knows all the lyrics to the album, even the curse words that she's decided to censor using Disney names.
That's good.
Come on, Disney
names. And we didn't realize it until we were in the car. Like, she's bumping the record, singing along to the record. She was like, Elsa. I'm like, what? I was like, my baby's creative. This is crazy.
I love it.
So yeah, I think the family dynamic really didn't change because, you know, I found out I was pregnant on the road.
Yeah.
Like, I
Wow.
was pregnant on tour, and then by the time I had her, December of that 2016, I was on tour March of 2017.
Right.
She was on the road with me. So I'm breastfeeding, getting off stage, breastfeeding,
all.
going to sleep. Like, so you juggle all the things, but this is my job, but it's my life, and I love it. So I knew somehow, some way, I was going to make it work, and I'm just glad that I have the family support system that allows that to, you know, happen the way it happens.
At what age is Nyla allowed to hear Say Yes? Because then I want to preference that really quickly.
He
Because
talk about the moaning part.
exactly. Because I love that song, and the song will be on in my car or something. But at the end of the song, if I got the kids in the car, turn it off. Next song.
I want to say she's heard it and she sees me live on stage.
Yeah.
Because of how young she is, it's not
doesn't
translating.
know yet.
And then I have to realize the songs that my mother was allowing me to listen to, it also didn't translate until I was an adult.
That's
like,
right.
I shouldn't be listening to Marvin Gaye's Come Live With Me, Angel.
I
There's a
just
lot
found
of
out what that
moaning
was
in
about
there.
last week.
You know what I'm saying? But as a kid, I'm like, right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grooving because of the groove and the feel. So I
sure.
know that she knows the feeling, not necessarily what I'm talking about. And I'm not ready for that conversation.
I know you're
Do you
not.
ever take it out? Because maybe you're like performing somewhere and you're like, all right, maybe this isn't so appropriate for this crowd.
Right.
You know what? Fortunately, I've been able to book gigs that haven't had me censor myself.
Yeah. That's
good.
And sometimes I'm like, okay, hope she cheats on you with a basketball player is way too ratchet.
I still love that song.
Me too.
Yeah.
It was like, right, all dudes is like, nah.
It was
And
like,
then
I was
be
laughing.
sitting
I'm
there
like, now she
grooving.
named it the name of the song as well.
But I think that's the only song that is the differential in my set. Like, it's a bit too turned for this crowd. Let's keep it mild and keep it mid. Let's stick with the butterflies and, that type vibe. But I don't know. I'm
I
good.
love you said Butterflies because that's literally my all-time favorite song.
Man, that song is
When
so
you
fire.
perform it, when Michael performs it, either way. But I heard a little rumor that Far Away also was supposed to be for someone else, not specifically. You didn't write that for yourself?
I did. I wrote it for me, but I wrote it in the mindset that it was going to be a duet, and I wanted that duet to be with Michael Jackson. And we talked about it before he passed away.
My
I recorded
goodness.
it maybe a couple of months before he passed away.
So when you talked to him, did he have that deep voice that they say that he has?
He's raspy. Like, Mike spoke to preserve his vocal. Like, he wasn't using his voice to speak. It was like, I'm a performer, I sing, so it was very deep and raspy, but
It wasn't that high-pitched voice that we hear on interviews.
No, but it's the register he used his voice in was to make sure that he had his singing voice for a long time.
Yeah.
And I feel
Right.
like he only did that just to preserve his vocal. Like, Mike was a genius. Like, I'm speaking like this so I can sing for the rest of my life. Like, if
Right.
you speak with
Wow.
projecting it all the way throughout,
Yeah.
it's like, no, he didn't want to
Damn.
waste that.
How
That's
often would you
crazy.
speak to him, like, on the phone? Because y'all worked together a few times.
So it's what 01 we recorded in New York. Fast forward to mixing it in LA. The record's out. So periodically it'd be
That's
like,
crazy.
Mike, I have an album about to drop. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. Like da da da. So yeah, little things.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's
I
crazy.
When you're working in a
call Michael Jackson
Right.
or Prince. That's crazy.
That is insane.
Like nuts.
When you're working with him, is there those moments where you feel like, yo, I have to try to give Michael Jackson some direction here, but I really don't want to because it's Mike, but I wrote this a certain way. And
There was a split second where, you panic and you're like, it's Mike, but then his words to me were, I want you to get out of this what you want also, and I want to sing this the way I hear it on the demo. I love the way you did this. So I vocally conducted him the way he saw fit. You know what I mean?
You were
And
Michael
like, just for
Jackson's
him to be
vocal
Michael
coach.
Jackson, to be
That's
that
crazy.
humble. I'm 23-year-old me at that
Right,
time in
right.
01. Like,
That's incredible.
what? Like,
Yeah.
the nerve. This little girl from Liverpool, the nerve.
Right.
Apple Music put out that list. There was like 100 best albums, and some people were upset because he wasn't number one. It was actually Lauryn Hill. What do you think about those kind of lists?
It's just opinions,
Yeah.
and if it's a major platform that people see that should do right by a list, Lauryn Hill is their number one. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Whether it's not your number one, like whether the list altogether is not your 100, you know what I'm saying? It's just another opinion. People make lists to make noise.
Yeah.
So it's more noise. So disagree with it all you want. Are they all good albums? Maybe.
Some of them, maybe
some
not.
of them,
Yeah,
like, but
yeah.
100, but it's not your list. This is why, you've been blessed with, I'm going to subscribe to just this or just this.
Right.
Like, so,
Well, speaking
Rolling
of lists,
Stone,
though,
but you seen that Rolling Stone,
Rolling
number
Stone got y'all.
52, Say Yes. What did you think about that for greatest songs of all time? Do you think that was a fair number to put Say Yes?
Well, if you're accounting for the amount of babies that were made,
Yeah, so there's a lot of
that
those. A lot of
I
those.
think we're way higher on the list.
Me too.
As far as what we contributed to planet
To the
Earth.
world.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, songs is cool, but what we did for the earth, like, people are out here blessed with babies.
Yeah,
man.
they are.
That's different. So, do I agree with the list? Once again, opinion. I know what my song did and still does. So,
I know that's right.
Let me ask you about the title of the album. Why Casablanco?
Casablanco, it was initially Casablanca. So we record the first song and I'm like, Dre, this feels like Casablanca. And he was like, okay, let me think on that. And it was like, nah, it's a bit more gangster than that. Casablanco, like Blanco, Griselda Blanco.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so the combination of a Dre genius, gangster, hip hop, hard beats meets jazz, soul, R&B, funk, and all of these other genres mixed into one. It was Casablanco. So when I even see the name, it's like I just see a place. Like if you come to the live show, you need to wear tux and chucks. I want tuxedos, ball gowns, and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Make it a vibe.
That type of vibe.
So when you hear it,
I love that.
Yeah, that's fire.
So they got to get ready for that June 28th. But
Yes.
are there any features that we need to look out for? You said Dre. So for some reason, when I think of Dre right now, I'm still thinking Kendrick. Can we see anybody? Is anybody touching the album?
you know what's crazy? There's technically no features, but there's literally 172 features. Yeah, that sounds right.
Because of the samples. That's why it took so
Yeah.
long to clear. Gee,
Listen, I didn't
100
think
and
this
what?
was ever going to see the light of day. It might be in the Guinness Book of World Records for how many samples we used.
That is
in one album.
crazy.
Like, it shouldn't be allowed. Like, I don't even know how this is like legally possible, but that's what took so long to get into this place. But yeah.
I can't wait to hear this album.
Well,
man.
we
I'm
know
trying
that.
to tell you.
Come on now.
Bro.
Kadife didn't even get to hear the album.
No.
Damn, so the label ain't get the album.
But we're going to get a little sneak peek, right?
I'll give you a little sneak.
That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, I got you. Off the air.
Off there.
I see people doing this. Ooh,
Because they got him in their headphones.
hypnotizing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, this got to stop.
That's amazing.
That's what's up.
So, okay, now we know that Dr. Dre is a musical genius.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he has some controversies and some people that are saying some things, especially behind the Diddy thing and everything that came out. They're saying that what happened with him back in the day, I guess with D. Barnes and that situation. Do people ever, because I know a lot of comments come up, do people ever say anything to you about that? And do you have any reservations when it comes to like his past?
I've had reservations about moving through the world based on anyone's past. And if I keep that and hold that to that and don't feel protected in the spaces that I'm comfortable working under and with people, then I just wouldn't move out my house.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not to say I condone any behaviors by anyone, but for me, it's all about my own protection and my own safety. And if I, at any point, felt like I was in harm's way with any business situation that I've ever been in, the music industry is a dirty game. And we've rubbed shoulders over the past, like, how long have you been, on air? It's like, wow, I was sitting next to that.
Yeah.
Or I was in the studio with that. Or I brushed shoulders with, this and that
Right.
person. It happens more often than you think. So it's like, protect yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially with this
yeah.
age of social media, though, like I almost feel like this is the beginning of opening Pandora's box in terms of not even just music, the entertainment industry.
Oh, everything. It's just available. It's the internet. Like,
Yeah.
if you have receipts, they can be
Yeah.
visible now. Not only to, your close circle, but if you decide to just go all out and be like, no, here's my receipts and
Right.
show the world, then there's that. But for me, I'm all about protecting my heart and my peace, and we'll
sure.
always do that.
And then what about because you've been working on this album, it's been all about positivity. And then, like you said, you have these certain platforms and people kind of say things. And you have Amanda Seales who sat down with Club Shay Shay. And she talked about her time with Flowetry, but said that y'all came across each other, I guess, at an Usher concert. And you went to go give a hug and she rejected it. Now, when you're trying to move forward from situations, because I'm not really sure what happened between, I guess she said it was over a radio interview. She didn't appreciate certain things that were said. I don't know if you heard. Did you hear this Club Shay Shay interview?
I heard the interview, and, I'm not going to give it too much airtime.
Yeah.
Bottom line is that was 17 years ago. And the healing that I've done with not only that situation, but many situations,
Right.
is her and I have only had positive interactions by ways of text or emails throughout the years. So when I did see her, it took me aback, like, okay, that's where you're at in life. I can't fault her for her personal journey and her personal
Right.
growth and healing. So whatever that is for her, that's cool. But me, I'm in a whole other space. I have an album about to drop. It's time has passed for me.
Yeah. No time for negative energy. No time
None.
to have smoke with anyone. It's all about
For what?
Casablanco.
I mean, it's about love.
Yeah.
It's all love. That's all this is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
We're glad you're in the space that you're in now because, like you said, we're looking forward to the album. I know you're going to do a tour to support it.
Listen, get your tux and chucks ready.
I'll tux and chucks. Because do we wear the tux too? Or do we wear the gowns with the chucks?
No, you could do the gowns.
It's like a
I mean,
sneaker
tux
ball.
and chucks rhymes. You know what I mean?
I
So,
like
yeah,
that.
sneaker ball, exactly.
Because I don't want to dress like Kyle. That's the problem.
Now, damn sure I don't want to dress like you.
Oh,
So
don't hate.
we're even.
Don't you hate? Okay, so another. He's a hater.
Not at all. Not at all.
I did see Pink Panthers. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she said that songs nowadays don't need to be longer than 2 minutes. Now
hell no.
if 2 minutes, we would have never got the right there, right there, right there.
We're barely undressed.
I know. Well, I don't know what's up with this new generation. Like, and I get the short attention spans, and this is no shade to anyone with a 2-minute song, but timeless songs and timeless music, that is timeless.
Yeah, none of them are 2 minutes.
I mean, not even Say Yes. Say Yes is definitely longer than 2 minutes. Far Away is like 7 minutes long. Like any Earth, Wind and Fire or Stevie song is 6 minutes. And you don't want them to end.
Sometimes 10.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. Your TikTok brain only want to swipe so much and listen to the one part and one line on repeat. What are we saying about this generation? That y'all can only hold so much information?
Right.
Like, nah. Like Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen, like, it's a bop.
They done changed the song to another song to another song.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get it, but nah, I'm cut from a different cloth, like, when it comes to music. So if you want to listen to 2 minutes of it and give yourself your own radio edit, cool, but nah.
But you ain't putting out no 2 minutes.
When you miss the moaning, you want to miss the moaning?
No,
like, imagine me saying, okay, nah, it's over 2 minutes, so I'm going to just cut the moaning out.
That's crazy.
For an artist like yourself, though, I feel like you are so much of a soulful artist. You are truly about this music and making good music. Is it more difficult for you to exist and do what you want to do in today's climate in terms of industry, like we're just talking about? Like, everybody wants the quick 2 minutes. Everybody wants something catchy. Everybody wants something that they can post. Not everybody's looking for that song they could sit with, they could ride with, they could walk around the house with. You know what I mean? And I feel like it could be tough for a person like you to make real good music.
I think time has told what good music can do. So if I'm saying 24 years ago I did like the Say Yeses, the Butterflies, and it's 24 years later and I'm still standing today on business, being able to perform those songs and them still resonate now. Anyone who's doing these quick fly by the internet for 2 minutes now, I don't think they're thinking about creating time-worthy, material. That are you going to sing that or say that 24 years from right now?
I don't think they're musicians. I'm sorry, but I don't look at them as musicians.
Like I said, no shade to anyone. We're living in a time where we're living in post-pandemic. So everyone's thinking, look, this was about to end. I'm getting my money now. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. So the energy of the music is giving just that. It's desperation. Like, I ain't thinking about my future. I've seen the internet tells me there's no future for me. It's hashtag RIP somebody else. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Every minute for us after this pandemic. So that's what our music started to do. We didn't start loving and make love music or be together or make up. Like, get over our drama and trauma. Like, those songs don't exist because we wasn't there with it. We was trying to be out. Like, nah. So
they called Throat Baby a love song. Like, this is where we are. This is where we are in life.
You see? You feel me? Yeah. And I get it. Yeah. I understand.
There's some kind of love.
I get it as far as it, like, how this generation thinks. Like, I understand it feeling like it's the end. But there is a future if you want that. And I'm not saying Throat Baby ain't going to be around for 24 years, but what does that look like performing it on stage? Right. What does that look like saying it again?
When you're 85.
Like,
I feel the same way about
Patti
hip-hop.
LaBelle is still If Only You Knew right now. Like, at 80.
That's right.
You have to look up to that. I'm singing her song during my set. You know what I mean? So 24 years from now, I want someone singing Say Yes. I want someone singing Butterflies. I want someone singing Far Away. I want someone singing songs from Casablanco. what's going to resonate? Like,
Right.
what are our new classics?
Right.
And time can only tell you that.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen,
like,
I love
who
it.
do you want to see on stage that exists right now, and what you think they look like and sound like 24 years from now?
I
gonna
know
be
you got
tough for
some
a lot of
classics.
people.
I know you got
It's gonna
some
be tough.
classics on here. I ain't even had to hear it yet to know that. Okay.
There's some things on there.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We got how many weeks? 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. You got 16 days.
2
16
weeks.
days.
Unless
June
can I see your
28th.
phone
Yeah.
real quick? I gotta send myself something.
Listen, Marsha Ambrosius in the building with the Morning Hustle, the new album Casablanco
Yes.
coming out June 28th.
Yes.
One
tour?
last thing you want the people to know about this particular album.
I just want you to press play and let it take you.
Done.
Yeah. Will we see a tour?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will your guitarist be there? Because he's a nice looking fine young gentleman.
All right, and on that note,
I got
Listen.
you.
Thank you.
I got you.
Marsha, man, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for taking the time to
Thank
hang
you
out
so
with us,
much.
man. The
Yes.
Morning Hustle family. Marsha Ambrosius in the building. Make sure you cop the album Casablanco. June 28th is coming out, man. Thank you so
Well,
much.
she got a moan for us real quick.
Yeah. Oh, that's 2 minutes now. My 2 minutes is up. My 2 minutes is up. 2 minutes is up.
Hey,
2 minutes is up.
honey, I'm coming home.
2 minutes is up. Let's go.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Marsha, man, for real.
Thank y'all.
We are the Morning Hustle.